So a new one for me, heading up to Lendrick Hill in the Dunning Glen area. Hopefully the rain stays away for me. It's been dry all day, but no doubt this will be when it decides, oh, I'm going to rain now. It is looking a little bit black. Yeah, to be fair, I should have motivated myself a little bit earlier in the day. Please do not obstruct this gate. I think I'm okay. Alright, let's head on up. Lendrick Forest. So I've got the new hiking poles out as well. I think this is quite a short walk up, but also quite a steep one up. Never been up here before. So yeah, we'll see how we get on. Got all the views over that way, and yeah, absolutely has started to rain. So might need to get the rain jacket out. We're not even 5 minutes into this walk yet. Typical. Okay, so we swapped over to the rain jacket, so maybe that'll make the rain go off and nothing really much happen with it. Now I've got a debate. I left my phone in the car, which was a bit silly of me. I don't really want to go back down and get it, even though it's not that far. One of the main things I wanted to do today was really just test out my tent setup. I'm not looking to camp tonight. So what I might do is, rather than go all the way up here today, just find a sort of wee flat bit and just have a pitch of it and see. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's not the end of the world not having my phone. We're not going too far. And to be fair, it might be nice to be out without it, despite how unsafe and silly that actually is. So we still have all the views. Don't know if you guys can see it. My little car down there right now. It does look pretty up this way. Shame about the fence, to be fair, but I know it's there for a reason. Anyway, let's march on a little bit. I'm already out of breath, like I'm actually just powering up here just now. It's not mega steep just yet, and I've got a feeling it will get steeper as we plod on a little bit. So, okay people, we have a little arrow. I'm going to assume we are going up this way because I did see something about a fire break. But I guess I'm curious, I'm like, if that's the path, then where does this go? And there was a way over on the other side just a few minutes ago you could go as well. I'm like, wonder where that goes. So if I had my phone with me, I'd have had all the maps, quite boggy here, with me. I've had a bit more information. So yeah, kids, always have on you some kind of map. Fresh views of open hillside up ahead. So it looks like we have come the right way, and it looks like we're not too far away from where, oh my gosh, speak. Looks like we're not too far away from where we want to be, which is great. Still plenty of daylight, which is really good as well, because the other thing I did not bring and did mean to lift was my head torch. Kind of left the house at the very last minute, so a lesson learned from that really. Even if you leave at the last minute, still prepare properly. Like have a checklist or something and make sure you've got everything that you need with you. Safety is really important. And the fact I left my phone down in the car was silly. I hadn't come that far up the trail. I really should have just turned back around and grabbed it. I think because I'm quite local and I knew it's not really I'm not going that far. I just dismissed it and been like, oh, it's fine. We're not going that far. Nothing's going to happen. But the reality is, anything could happen. And then I'm just stuck and stranded or crawling out. So I'm guessing we're going up over this and going that way. I'm basically following the path right now. But look at that. Tranquil, peaceful, beautiful. Imagine that on a blue sky day. Incredible. Alright, let's go, people. Note to self. Next year, when it's really snowy, let's make sure we've got a sledge and we are coming here. That was so much fun. And it's quite local as well. Whew. All the heavy breathing, folks. Apologies. Alright, let's finish this. Looks like we are almost there, I hope. Always look behind you, kids. This camera will not be picking this up as good as what I can see it right now. But that over there, beautiful. This is the place to come for a really good sunset, I think. Alright, beautiful news. No false summit. Whew. We got the little cairn. We got a trig point just a little bit further along. Still trying to get my breath back. Yes. Oh, fantastic. Wow. Oh, do you know what? That right there's a bit tufty. That may be the perfect place to pop a tent down. However, I'm going to explore along this way first and having a bit of a look around. Whew, breathe. So actually this bit here is really nice and flat. On a slight bit of hill I can feel it, but it's quite compacted on the ground, which actually would make a really good spot just to pop a tent down and it not be like too tufty. Oh man, I feel like I can walk for miles here. Plenty of spaces you could be 100% if you're willing to be down a little bit of a bumpy ground. Love it! Alright, let's get this tent set up so we can get Let Explore set up with the new poles and get out of here before it gets dark. So many nice views all the way around. I definitely want to come up here and camp. Wasn't originally my idea. I saw that some other people talking about camping up here, and I think they're bang on. Perfect spot. So let's pull the tent out and get a little crack on here. But first, need a drink. Oh man, it's beautiful. If I had my head torch, I think I'd stay up for a bit longer and just watch the sunset. But I don't have a head torch. Apparently my water's been leaking. And I do not have my phone either to give it a little bit of light. So yeah, we're aiming to get down and out of here pretty quick. Okay, so it took a little while, but we did get there in the end. Got a much better pitch at the side, it's looking good. Got all the views. Oh, I'm 100% coming up here to camp for real. So yeah, like I say, I need to find there a couple of pegs and pop them into my kit. But, oh man, this is great. Perfect views. So let's have a little look-see inside. So the reason I decided to go for the Hyperlite tent, I do this with my own hands. So the reason I decided to go for a Hyperlite tent was actually I wanted a zip. I was looking at the Z-Packs single tent, but yeah, I really, this needs to come out a bit actually. Might not mess with it now, end up collapsing the whole thing. There we go. Yeah, I wanted the zips, and this zip's quite good. Some people think it's quite a strange design, but if your backpacking kit's here, it means you can open up the zip from the top and just reach out this space rather than having to reach all the way around your trekking pole, which is really nice. So, and we come into my humble abode for now. Oh, hello. So yeah, not 100% perfect pitch right now, but better than what it's been. So we've got this little netting down here. Might look like there's nothing there on camera, but I've got netting down here, and the idea is condensation runs down and into the net rather than falling into your bathtub floor. If it's really stormy, got these little things you can pull up as well. My goodness, I really do need to pull that out. I think it's because it's bumpy underneath. I think my thought is I'm going to store my kit down at the bottom of my tent, put a little bit of plastic stuff, ground sheet stuff over the top of it so it doesn't get wet from the inner tent, and that's going to keep my bed and my quilt off the bottom and bring my head to this end, and should still have a little, like I'm only short. Should be able to get space at the bottom, put my pack there. Other option is I get a bit of plastic stuff and I just pop it outside my tent. So I need to really camp and make a decision really. But look at this. Can you see that? My view from my tent. Oh man. I've got muddy shoes. Keep them up off the ground. Temptation to stay here. It's pretty real, but there's plenty of space inside. Sleep nice and close to the side of the tent, and yeah, there's plenty of space in here. So yeah, welcome to my new humble abode. Alright, let's see if we can get out without getting muddy shoes everywhere. Okay team, so I'm going to pack up super quick and we're going to get down and out of here before we lose any more daylight or it starts to actually pouring rain. This is so hard. I really, 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 really need to get down, but I cannot pull myself away from the views. They're so... Oh, don't drop the poles. They're so nice. Okay, so we head back this way, along the little path, find a little cairn, and down the hill. It's funny, the cairn now seems further away than what it did before. It's like coming towards the trig point. Didn't seem that far. So yeah, I think up here, a couple of options to camp are at the trig point or at the cairn itself. But yeah, I don't know when. It might be later into the year. But definitely going to come up here one night and just do a wee camp. Hey everyone, I just thought I'd bring you back. So yeah, heading back onto the main path right now, which is nice. Feel a lot better about that. It's quite dark in the woods actually. It could be dark there naturally, plus we're losing daylight and it's raining, so yeah, it wasn't really mega dark, but I was like, okay, we need that section done. I wonder where that goes. Must take you up into the same hills some way. But I was like, okay, if I make it down to the main path, do you know, no matter what, I've probably got a good hour, which is more than enough time to follow it back down, even if it does start to get really dark. So yeah, it's just a straight hike down now, and I don't think that's going to take too long. So my first thought is actually, my tent I've got is going to be perfect for a hike in, because I'm carrying all my own gear. But if I went to the West Highland Way, I'm actually going to take my original tent, take the 2-man Lanshan tent, because I'm not carrying my own gear. I've got baggage transfer, and so do you know what, I'm going to get a much more comfortable picture in my 2-man tent. I don't need to carry the weight, so I may as well have more space, be a bit more comfortable, have that bit of privacy in the nights where I'm camping. So yeah, I think I'm just finding my hiking style this year, I think, and what I like to carry and how I want to hike. So definitely, I think for Aaron, we're taking the little one, cut down as much weight as possible, make it a much more comfortable carry, and then when we don't need to carry more gear, we take the bigger tent and be like comfortable at night. Yeah, so Aaron, comfortable during the day. Not that I'm not going to be comfortable during the night, I'm still sticking with my Thermarest X-Firm mat, which is wide, it's warm, it's really comfortable. So like, I'm still going to be comfortable. It's just going to be more comfortable having more space on the West Highland Way. Plus West Highland Way will be busier, and I feel like 2-man tent, like, God has made a different material. It's just going to be get a bit more privacy, yeah. Because let's be real, the DCF tents, like, you can see through them, right? You can see shadows and stuff. It's not super private. Other thought I've had as well is my footwear. These things, okay, so these are from Decathlon. They're sort of trail shoes. Now, I wore these the first time I did the West Highland Way, really enjoyed them. Can't remember what I wore the second time. Can't remember if I switched to the topos or had these on. Now, I really want to like these other shoes, and I do like them. I don't dislike them. However, they're not very waterproof, and I really wanted to like them because they come recommended by other hikers. Dixie from Wanderlust, I think that's the right name for the channel. She like highly recommends them, and I know other hikers do it as well. And like, they are fine, they are lightweight, and I think like they're not hiking for Scotland. Scotland can be wet, right now it's wet. These are fine, my feet are dry. If I had my other shoes on, walking up through all that grass and things, I don't think my feet would have been dry. So I think I'm going to go back to these for my long distance hikes and just keep those ones for day hikes. My other thought as well, just thinking about footwear, one thing I bought for this year as well is waterproof socks. Now, I'm not planning to hike in those, but when I walked to East Highland Way last year, we got to that one section that was really wet, really boggy, and was horrendous. In fact, I had those other hiking shoes on, so my feet were getting pretty wet. I think even with these ones my feet would have been soaked. So I actually ended up putting my Crocs on, which were not the best thing to hike in, but it's like, okay, Crocs can get rinsed, I can dry them off. My shoes, if they get wet, they're going to be quite hard to dry. I didn't know like how well they would dry overnight. I did have accommodation for that night, but it's like, if I can't get these dry, I've got wet feet for the rest of my trip. So yeah, what I've done is I've bought waterproof socks. Now my plan's not to hike in these, but my plan is, if I come across a really bad section that is really waterlogged, really boggy on either of these trails, what I'm going to do is take my actual shoes off, pop them in my pack, put my water shoes on, waterproof socks on. I actually have water shoes. Put my waterproof socks on and put my Crocs on, and just be like, do you know what? I have then still got dry pair of socks, dry pair of shoes to wear. So you evolve and you learn. At the end of the day, like, I'd be carrying my Crocs anyway. I maybe wouldn't have carried them in my day pack on the West Highland Way, but do you know what? It's actually maybe quite good, because there's sections where like there is water and it'd be nice to just dip your feet in and stuff. So like, they're not that heavy, so I've carried them in my day pack on the West Highland Way this year. And like I say, I'm carrying all my gear anyway for Aaron, so it makes no odds. It's just one extra pair of socks that are going to go in with me. So yeah, that's my thoughts I've had walking down here. So many. Yeah, good to flip you guys back round. I'll let you enjoy a little bit more of the trail, and I don't think we can be that far away from the car now either. Look at that. Like I say, I don't know how well the camera's going to pick that up compared to eyes. Like, I love my GoPro, but I feel like, see, if we're getting the really good, like, clear close-up shots, like, you don't always get it. Like, I feel like sometimes you're super close to something and it looks like you're like a mile away from it. But yeah, so how are you feeling about all the trails coming up? Pretty excited actually. I now feel excited for Aaron. I feel like I settled a lot of my nerves. I was a bit unsure about camping spots. I've got 2 wild camps, I think, and I'd watched some other people's videos and I was like, oh man, it looks like there's nowhere good to actual wild camp. And then I watched a final person's one, and the way they hiked it, there was lots of logical places to camp. So I've kind of mapped them out. I know kind of where I want to end up, and I think it's 3 campsites I've got. It does mean I've got one really big mileage day, but should be absolutely fine with that. That's not a problem. Actually quite excited to get a big day under my feet. It's always a nice challenge. And I know there'll be a nice campsite then there as well. So yeah, excited for Aaron. I was feeling a wee bit nervous about like the campsites. I was feeling a bit nervous about the practicalities to get on trail. Just going to crossing the ferry, it seems to sort of psych me out a little bit. It's like an extra thing, an extra bit of public transport to like contend with that I wouldn't normally have. Normally it's just the train, and it's straightforward. So this is a bit new, and I feel good about this one. I feel challenged by this one. So I do want to get to the place where I'm going hiking by myself in other countries. I'd love to go with friends, but I'll try to like schedule like people's time off and everything to flow together and find people that want to do the trail I want to do and things. It gets quite hard. So I could wait around for forever for that to kind of all work out. Or I get to the place where I feel comfortable enough to go hike a trail in a different country by myself. So largely this is a big part for Aaron. I'm going to flip this around again actually. Hi. I should have shrunk my poles and put them in my pack. So yeah, this is a large part of what Aaron's about as well, is getting comfortable crossing a body of water and going to a different country. Typically speaking, I guess if we went to a different country it'd be an airplane. It would be a little ferry for an hour, but the thing is, I'm getting off mainland Scotland. So it's taking me just a little bit more outside my comfort zone without being mega late out my comfort zone. So yeah, that's kind of what that's about as well. Plus, like, it'd be nice to go somewhere different. I've always fancied going to places like Arn and Skye and hitting all these other islands that we've got as part of Scotland. There's so much out there still to explore that I've not explored. So yeah, excited for that. I think it'll be good. It'll be a good challenge. Current possible concerns is obviously it's a ferry. There is a risk that ferry get cancelled on day one and we don't actually get on trail when we're meant to, which kind of messes up everything because we've got accommodation books and a schedule to keep. And of course there's a chance that we get stranded on Arm as well. A little bit less concerned about that. Obviously the sort of not great thing about that is we'll have work to go back to, and so we'll get stranded on Arm. I'll be like, case of phoning up my work, hey, can't come back today, we're stuck in Arn, the ferries are cancelled. But it wouldn't be that, like, it wouldn't be the end of the world, it wouldn't be that much of a drama. We would just continue to stay bit at the campsite and whatnot, and we'd figure it out. But I think the biggest concern is if the ferry gets cancelled going across on day one, then it does kind of cause some problems. But I'm going to have faith, I'm going to trust. I've always had pretty decent weather when I'm hiking. Not every day's been bone dry, not every day's been perfect sunshine, but like, I've not had horrendous weather when I've hiked. Same with any like running events and stuff. Like, I've not had horrendous weather for it. In fact, the one day where it was raining before the start of it, and I was feeling a bit miserable about it all and didn't want to run anyway. I was like, oh, of course it's raining. The rain actually stopped as the race started. So I've got faith. It's going to be good weather for a long distance hike. We're going to get that ferry across and it's going to be amazing. So yeah, looking forward to it. And we're down and back to the car. Just like that.